Knowledge is the vast ocean, the depth of which cannot be known. Knowledge is that vast ocean whose depth cannot be known, and this depth can be measured only by words, and these words are vocabulary. Yes, ready to have a feather in your cap for the Hindu vocabulary. Really, because of this corona pandemic, students are very much agitated and are worried what about our exam. So keep chill, keep your fingers crossed and relax. Pull up your socks, of course, get ready. I just want to say, don't delay your preparation. Exams are around the corner and you have to do it. See, procrastination shouldn't be a part and parcel of students' life, because procrastination is the thief of time. And if you procrastinate, if you don't study, if you don't do vocabulary, it is really going to be very hazardous, detrimental, harmful, dangerous for you. I don't want you to face this kind of a problem. So I request you, start doing your vocabulary. Don't be led by these rumors and things that this will happen, exam is going to be postponed, this will happen or that will happen. What is going to happen is destined. So let that happen. You don't leave behind any stone unturned. So don't delay, as I rightly said, and this is a famous epigram, procrastination is the thief of time. Don't let that thief take away the beauty, the glamour, the preparation that you have done and your selection that is confirmed. Yes, you ready? So we turn to the words for today for the Hindu vocabulary, right? This was the word that we did yesterday, because I want to also take up with these words, because simultaneously there are 4 specific tones of the passage which needs to be discussed along with this. What are those tones of the passage? This was one of them, that is why I have taken up this part, cynical. Cynical means a writer has a very negative approach of life. Everything is seen in a negative shade. There is no optimism, there is just pessimism. There is nothing which attracts the person. That is called a negative approach of life. A life in which there is no ray of hope. It is also called, as we discussed, pessimistic. It is gloomy, depressing, woeful. It is finding faults in things, it's very chaffing tone, or condemning. You look at things in a suspicious state of mind, you're not able to decide what to do, and you can see you are in a doubtful state. This is usually found in the last 4 lines of the passage. When you're reading the passage, the tone is optimistic, we say, and the tone is pessimistic. The optimistic and pessimistic, what do we want to say about it is, see, you're reading the last 4 lines of a passage, and when you're reading that, suppose you come across a passage when you say that because of the drought, everybody has died, even animals are suffering, the men are sitting near the door, thinking, figuring, imagining what will their future be. And they are drawing lines in the gravels, wondering about Mother Nature, Mother Earth. Now, if this is the ending, what is this tone of the passage? This is what I framed for you. This is cynical, this is chaffing, this is condemning, this is criticizing, this is finding holes, carping, or censorious tone. This is a tone which is full of pessimism, depressing and cynical tone, a tone in which everything is to be distrusted, there is no trust on anything, you are full of skepticism, doubt about your existence, and doubt about that you will survive or not. Just keep in mind the lines that I framed for you. Usually it is in the last paragraph, last 4 lines, that you judge the tone, especially optimistic and pessimistic, that is cynical and auditory. I hope that you have understood wonderfully by the passage that I quoted. Just opposite of this tone, that is optimistic, I take up the second tone, that is optimistic tone. The second tone, which is also called optimistic, this is also found, I'll give you an example how you can judge it. It is full of ray of hope. The person trusts things. It is something, positivity is seen. And besides that, you feel everything is not lost. Still, gleams of light. It's a tone where you feel something is taking you back. You are too much, negativity is not at all there. You are too much full of hope, bright future you think of. And you're very buoyant by spirits. Now, I give you an example to explain you this. What is a stone? Suppose you have a paragraph in the last part that still India has a lot many problems. We have right now so many financial issues and matters. In the economic state, India is in an infantile stage. But our culture, our heritage, our rich heritage and culture puts up a feather in a cap. It is something which gives India the position which most of the power blocks also do not have. It stands in the front rank position. India, being lacking in many things, is still considered one of the best countries of the world. One of the best countries in the world when you say this. So your negativity has turned into positivity. From skepticism, you are moving to affirmation. So this affirmative style, see this word, this affirmative style is what the passage is there. I told you and I repeat again, the last 4 lines you would judge, and these last 4 lines would decide whether the tone is cynical or whether the tone is optimistic. Cynical is the other name, pessimistic, and the optimistic tone, that is full of positivity. Right? It is affirmative tone also. The other 2 tones which is very common, subjective and objective, when the writer's presence is there in the passage, we find it very subjective. If I say, I believe this policy of monetization was this and this, so this is my attitude, my viewpoint I am discussing, so this will be more of subjective. But when I keep aside from the passage and I just tell you the factual things and I give you a brief description about it, then this tone would be objective. Right? Have you understood what I'm talking of, objective and subjective here clearly, and pessimistic and cynical? I hope these 4 tones are clear. We'll be coming up with more of tones. Let me know that you've understood these 4 tones thoroughly, because I want to take up the words also today for Hindu vocabulary. I just wanted to discuss and give you an intro of the tones so that you're not led astray. See, it is actually, even tones is a matter of vocabulary. The more you know the words, the better your performance is. Like in the CLAT last year's papers, 2020, you find a tone of exposition. Now, this word is very commonly discussed by me. Exposition means the beginning, the starting, the prologue, the preamble, the beginning, intro of something. That is called exposition. Framed from the word of literature. As I have discussed, there are 3 parts of anything when we are discussing. The first part is called the exposition. You can see this is the intro part, the starting of the story. The middle section is called the climax. Act 3, scene 3 of Shakespeare is the climax and twist turn of the story. And the last part is called the catastrophe. Right? So this is going to also be a helping hand, because it's actually true. You rise like a phoenix when your vocabulary is very strong. You don't depend on anything. Reason being, you feel you can yourself perform so well because you know the meanings of the words. It's just a play of words and nothing else. Your play of words, your performance is going to give you that boost up, that moral, that motivation, that goading spirit that yes, I have to fare well. Right? Now taking up the words for today. First, simple words, that is annals. See, annals is used for any kind of an archives or record or a register. It's an events recorded year by year. It's events which are archive chronicles. Please note the arch root, that is old, right? Then chron is time. Please see the root chron, that is time. Arch, that is chief or old, right? You are talking of the historical records, the annals, the registers, the generals, the material which tells you about the incidents of history, that would be annals. We know the annals of history is full of the rich culture and heritage of India, that India was a golden bird. Then we have the next word, that is allegiance. Allegiance is loyalty, your devotion. This is the word we use, blue blood. Or you are blue, to become blue. This is more a sign of loyalty or commitment. See, when you make a commitment, it's very important you fulfill that commitment to superior, to a group, to a cause, your faithfulness. Please note the root fid. That means yes, belief. Fidelity. And have you heard of the famous lines? Frail, that is weak. That fidelity doesn't have frailty. Shakespeare's famous line in Hamlet when he says in his soliloquy, frailty, thy name is woman. And today's women is so strong that they have twisted and turned the Shakespearean comment, no, frail women, no, not at all. So anything which is having faithfulness, fidelity, obedience, something which is very honest, something which follows the track, which is not stubborn, which is fealty, adherence. You can see the AD root, joint, right? And you pay a homage, respect to something, that is allegiance. Because I had to discuss the tone, I just took some important words, and I hope the tones you will let me know that you've understood and you want any more tones that I would also discuss in detail with the passage. Aggravated is increasing something, make something from bad to worse and worse to worst. This is the 3 degree, that is A1, A2 and A3. You make it in a form from a very bad condition to a very serious, annoying and bothering. You get on someone's nerves, right? The idiom we use, you get on someone's nerves, you increase, you galvanize, you aggravate, you make the problem in a worsened state, which is really, very difficult to solve in that such state. I was just talking of affirmation. You remember the word? Yes, this is the word. The action or process of affirming something, proving something, asserting something, making a declaration or proclamation that yes, this thing is right. A pronouncement, a statement, a situation where you say yes with confidence, it is right. Right? So you've noted down the words because I would look forward to your response from the tones of the passage that you say, what is the tone like, because unless and until you tell me that you have understood the tones of the passage, because see, there are 10 to 15 primary tones, then we have some secondary tones, and as I was telling, still repeat the same, its tone is just a play of words. The more you play with your words, the more your performance, the better your performance is. So it's just your vocabulary which is going to enhance not only your performance and your reading speed, but it will also give you something which you have never thought of, your marks, your selection. Yes, and so you must be ready for that. In the next class, we'll take up many more words for this, and so please stay tuned along with us with more of your feedback. Give a thumbs up, that is your liking for our thing, the content, and do subscribe the channel. Thank you, students.